Drambuie on ice, DeSantis, Tommy Bahama, WHM, and Baker all in the mix here in the Supercats start. Drambuie, DeSantis, Tommy Bahama, WHM, and Baker on the far outside. And going to the immediate lead, we got WHM with Tommy Bahama, Baker, and Drambuie. Here is Baker on the far outside, Drambuie coming in on the inside. Real battle here in Supercat, and of course Tommy Bahama right behind WHM. And there we have Drambuie on ice there in second with WHM going to the lead. So it's WHM and Drambuie. On board WHM, Bill Muff enjoying pressure. Powered by Mercury. WHM second right now in national points. Right behind Drambuie and Tommy Bahama on the far outside. Tommy Bahama with Paul and Mark Nemshaw, 40-foot MTI. Pace boat still with a double caution flags. Beautiful day here in Savannah. Boats now beginning to pick up speed. Hoping to get this race restarted again following the pace boat. WHM, Tommy Bahama, Drambuie. We've got a green flag once again. And the race is on once again after that incident with American Racing. WHM on the outside, Tommy Bahama, Drambuie on ice, DeSantis, Chevrolet, they're all in the mix. And Tommy Bahama, of course. It's Drambuie and WHM on the outside, and Tommy Bahama and DeSantis on the far outside. And on the inside, Tommy Bahama in third. WHM and Tommy Bahama, second and third. Tommy Bahama, a 40-foot MTI. Paul Nemshaw, the driver. Mark Nemshaw, the throttle man. Fairly calm waters in the Atlantic. Race number 3, the finale. DeSantis and Tommy Bahama. MTI against the skater. Free power, 2 500 horsepower imports. Sponsors include Marine Technology, Serta, Lane Furniture, Flexi Fine Furniture, Benchcraft Furniture, and Hefner Furniture and Appliance. Owners Slug and Paula Hefner, and the Duckettes, Quaker, Fathom, and Nina Hefner. Dirty Duck now is in second place. How Sweet It is out of the race. Dirty Duck in second place in Super Cat Light Inboard. Other crew members: Rob Adams, Wes Gilmore, Greg Morgan, Alan Perrone, and Jeff Hackman. Special thanks to Randy Sissom and Gary Strait. In second place in Super Cat Light Inboard. Slug Hefner, the driver. Alvin Heathman, the throttle man. Rocking and rolling there. Dirty Duck, but the waters are fairly calm today in the Atlantic here in Savannah. On board, Dirty Duck, rear shot. In second place in Super Cat Light Inboard, Dirty Duck. WHM Motorsports there on the left side. Back to our helicopter shot. Beautiful day here in Savannah as we see some of the coastline of Tybee Island. There's Tommy Bahama and Drambuie and Ice. The battle continues there. First and second place, Drambuie and Tommy Bahama in Super Cat. Paul and Mark Nemshoff and Hugh Fuller and John Tomlinson. Going around the turn. There's Tommy Bahama taking a big jump. Oh, almost hooks it. Almost disastrous, but out of it. No problem for Paul and Mark Nemshoff and Tommy Bahama. They're still in there. They can make it around the turn. Nice jump. Battle there between Drambuie and Tommy Bahama. They're getting pretty close. They are battling for first place right now. Tommy Bahama trying to make a move on the outside. Door-to-door racing between these two Super Cats. An MTI and a skid. In first place, Tommy Bahama. Tommy Bahama in second place in Super Cat. Paul and Mark Nemshoff for Tommy Bahama. Paul the driver, Mark the throttle man. 40-foot MTI. Nemshoff can repowered. Critical lift on the outside. As we said, your leader in Super Cat Light Outboard Triple. Now, we've heard over the radio that apparently Dirty Duck is having a problem. Some fumes have gotten into the cockpit. We don't know the reason for that. They have opened up their hatch, and the Stars rescue team is right there trying to help out. Of course, they've been doing great things throughout this whole race, various things that have happened. So the Stars rescue team is right there, and they're trying to find out the cause of the problem and help out the crew members inside. Slug Hefner and Alvin Heathman on board Dirty Duck, driver and throttle man. As we look at Dirty Duck, as you can see, the helicopter is right there. The Stars rescue team right on the spot to help out. Jim Poplin, of course, the director of the Stars rescue team. There we get a closer look. Of course, with our onboard camera now, the hatch you see is opened up. Helicopter right there, the Stars rescue team helicopter. Right by Dirty Duck. And one of the divers should be right nearby there at this point. Here we see one of the divers coming towards the boat. And there is one of the divers. So that's Clay Engel from Chattanooga, Tennessee. Clay Engel coming up on Dirty Duck, trying to help out there. Getting on the rear, the boat, crawling towards the cockpit and our camera. to see if he can be of assistance. Little slippery getting on there. Clay Engel, part of the Stars rescue team, helping out the Dirty Duck racing team. Once again, a helicopter shot of Dirty Duck. Everything is okay. Just a beautiful day, beautiful area. Some 80 boats competing in this event, three-race event. All right, here are the results in Super Cat class. In first place, Tommy Bahama. In second, DeSantis Chevrolet. And in third, WHM Motorsports. Now, Drambuie on ice, because of driving infractions, falls to fourth. Tommy Bahama also had driving infractions, but maintained first place. So Tommy Bahama, DeSantis, and WHM 1, 2, and 3 in Super Cat class. In Super Cat, light inboard in motion again in first place, followed by Liquid Metal and Dirty Duck in third. As you know, Dirty Duck had that problem, the fumes going into the cockpit, but they maintained third place. Getting the checkered flag in motion again, Liquid Metal in second in Super Cat class light inboard. In Super Cat light outboard, Critical Lift, followed by Flowmaster and Money Shot in third. Critical Lift all the way, getting the checkered flag in Super Cat light outboard. That is it, the end of race number 3, and your final results for those classes. Great racing, highly competitive racing. We did have two problems, one with American Racing flipping over and some fumes getting into the cockpit of Dirty Duck, but everyone is okay, and that is the important thing. Our hats off to Jim Poplin, the safety director of the Stars rescue team, for doing a great job. Now, we did have some driving infractions which did affect the standings in this race, particularly in Super Cat. Infractions by the Tommy Bahama racing team in Drambuie on ice. Drambuie on ice fell from first down to fourth place, and Tommy Bahama got the checkered flag in Super Cat. Though, in the national point standings, it stayed pretty much the same, with Drambuie on ice in first, followed by WHM, Tommy Bahama in third. Then we go to Super Cat Light. We've got In Motion in first place in the national standings, followed by How Sweet It Is and Dirty Duck. And in Super Cat Light Outboard, it's Snake Man Racing in first, followed by Critical Lift and Flowmaster, 1, 2, and 3 in the national point standings. Now, before we go, there are a few people that we would like to thank. First off, the entire staff of the APBA for orchestrating the fine event. Special thanks to Gary and Nancy Johnson for their fine camera work. Our helicopter pilot, Mr. Scott Runyon from Helicopter Express Incorporated, for doing a fine job. Also, let us tell you that Free Spraying Video Productions is making available all of these races as well as past races on the DVD format as well as VHS. So, this is Vince Lipari wishing you a fond farewell from Savannah, Georgia, hoping to see you at the next national race of the APBA in Cleveland, Ohio. Bye, everyone. Spreading out, lining up. And the lineup is as follows. We've got Drambuie on ice, Cat Can Do, WHM, JEM, Tommy Bahama, IGA. Also, we have Team Virgin, Airborne, Flying Tiger, and Pier 57. 10 Super Cats waiting for the green. And we've got a green flag now in race number 3 in this Cleveland Offshore Grand Prix. Super Cats all off to a great start. With Drambuie on ice on the inside, Cat Can Do, WHM, JEM, Tommy Bahama, IGA, Team Virgin, Airborne, Got Flying Tiger and Pier 57, but Drambuie on ice on the inside now. Picking up some speed and also picking up some room going to the immediate lead. Drambuie on ice with Cat Can Do, WHM, Tommy Bahama, and Team Virgin right behind. Everyone off to a great start here in the early moments of race number 3. These Supercats are really moving. They're just pulling away from our helicopter. Hard to keep up. Drambuie, Cat Can Do, WHM, Tommy Bahama, Team Virgin, they're in the mix. Rest of the competitors not far behind. Drambuie on ice, your early leader. Let's go on board now. Drambuie on ice. Hugh Fuller and John Tomlinson on board. Boat owners are Gary Montano and Randy Hartman. World and national champions, Drambuie on ice. John Tomlinson, the owner of TNT Custom Marine. This boat took a first place in Daytona, second in Marathon, first at Cape Cod, and a first in Savannah, first in national points currently. This boat powered by Sterling. It's a 40-foot marine technology, same size as Tommy Bahama, 40-foot MTI. The brand new boat for Drambuie on ice for this race. Marine technology, 40-footer. Tommy Bahama there on the right side. Rear shot. Our helicopter pilot, Mr. Nicholas McMahon from McMahon Helicopter Services, always does a fine job for us. Nick McMahon. Cat Can Do on the left side. Back to helicopter shot. Drambuie, Cat Can Do, Tommy Bahama, and WHM Motorsports. All your leaders there in the early moments of this race are all in the mix there at the top of the pack. Team Virgin on the far outside. These boats are pulling away from a helicopter. They're cranking around this course as we see JEM there and IG on the outside, right behind. JEM, a new entry. The waters are fairly flat today. Three leaders at this point. We've got Tommy Bahama, Drambuie on ice, and Team Virgin. Here in race number 3. And there they are. Tommy Bahama, Drambuie, and Team Virgin. All right, there is Tommy Bahama, 40-foot MTI, Marine Technology. Paul and Mark Nemshoff aboard, driver and throttleman there from Wisconsin. Nemshoff Cannery Motors. Tommy Bahama took a second place at Cape Cod, a first in Savannah, currently in third place in the national point standings. And this weekend, this boat set the world kilo record in Supercat at 136.975 miles per hour. Tommy Bahama. All right, there are two more now, 40-foot MTIs. We've got Team Virgin on the outside, Drambuie on ice on the inside. Team Virgin, we've got Todd Clinworth and Tress Martin, and aboard Drambuie on ice is Hugh Fuller and John Tomlinson. A battle here in Supercat. Drambuie on ice, of course, in first in national point standings in Supercat. Gary Montano and Randy Hartman, the owners of Drambuie on Ice. Drambuie is powered by Sterling. Team Virgin powered by Mercury. Battle in Supercat. Team Virgin took a third place in Marathon earlier this year. Right now, Tommy Bahama, your leader. And Drambuie and Team Virgin, all MTIs. On board Drambuie on Ice with Hugh Fuller and John Tomlinson, driver and throttle man. They're from Florida. Tommy Bahama up ahead on the right side. Factory helicopter shot, Team Virgin and Drambuie on Ice. Many spectator boats in the background. Here's Tommy Bahama, your leader. Rear shot. On board Drambuie on Ice. There's Team Virgin on the left. Tommy Bahama in first place, then Drambuie and Team Virgin, 1, 2, and 3. Tommy Bahama, your leader, as we see the Cleveland skyline in the background. And of course, the Cleveland Browns Stadium. Drambuie on Ice. Hugh Fuller and John Tomlinson. And there they are, 1, 2, and 3. Tommy Bahama, Drambuie, and Team Virgin. Beautiful day here in Cleveland and fairly calm waters for this race. Race number 3, the finale. Cleveland Offshore Grand Prix. Tommy Bahama, number 1. Drambuie coming up in second place. Team Virgin in third. Todd Glenworth and Tress Martin on board Team Virgin, driver and throttleman. Todd from St. Croix, Virgin Islands, and Tress from Davie, Florida. Great battle here in Super Cat. Many spectator boats there in the background watching this race. Dirty Duck coming up. Dirty Duck, a 38-foot MTI, Mercury-powered, 2 500-horsepower Mercury inboard Slug Hefner, and Alvin Heathman, driver and throttleman. They're from Missouri. Dirty Duck currently in third place in the national point standings, but is your leader in class right now. Dirty Duck. It set a world kilo record here in Cleveland at 115.338 miles per hour. Crew members include Rob Adams, Wes Gilmore, Greg Morgan, Alan Ferrone, and Jeff Hackman. Special thanks to Randy Sissom and Gary Stray for building the boat. Sponsors: Marine Technology, Serta. We make the world's best mattress, Lane Furniture, Flex Steel Fine Furniture, Benchcraft Furniture, and Hefner Furniture and Appliance. Owner of the boat, Slug Hefner. Dirty Duck, currently in first place in Super Cat Light. Other competitors in Super Cat Light inboard include In Motion, How Sweet It Is, Liquid Metal, Fastboat.com, and Civ Express. But Dirty Duck right now, your leader in Super Cat Light inboard. In first place in Super Cat Light. Other competitors in Super Cat Light inboard include In Motion, How Sweet It Is, Liquid Metal, Fastboat.com, and Civ Express. But Dirty Duck right now, your leader in Super Cat Light inboard. All right, we're going to go on board Dirty Duck now. Listen to some of the conversation at the start of this race. Dirty Duck with Slug Hefner and Alvin Heathman, driver and throttle man.
There he goes, there he goes. Go, 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 go.
Straighten the wheel. Come back to your right, Slug.
I got to miss this buoy up right where
Well, stay on this right of it.
I can in motion's over here. I got to go to the left of it. Go, go.
Going.
All right.
Watch how sweet it is over here.
I got him. I got another buoy. We're right in the line of this buoy.
No, stay to your right.
I'll get to the right of the buoy.
Two cameras on board Dirty Duck, rear and a front.
We're leaving How Sweet It Is.
He's right here on me, so.
All right.
Stay to the right of that red buoy.
I got you, I got you, I got you. All right. We're gaining on fast boats. I think we're gaining on In Motion. We're at 108. I just hope In Motion doesn't cut our ass off.
It's going to happen, Slug, so.
All right. Well, we're loose as hell. All right, you see the buoys way up there?
Yeah, I see them.
All right. I hope he doesn't cut our ass off is all I can say. We're starting to gain on him. How far back is How Sweet It Is?
He's back there enough where you don't have to worry about him.
All right. He's going to crowd us, I got a feeling. Remember your tunnel tab.
Yep, I got it.
All right, back to your helicopter shot. There's Dirty Duck, your leader in class. Super Cat Light inboard. Dirty Duck, number one. Dirty Duck set a world kilo record here in Cleveland this weekend in Supercat Light inboard at 115.338 miles per hour. Dirty Duck. Tommy Bahama, also a world kilo record holder this weekend at 136.975 miles per hour in Supercat. Both are first in class right now. Tommy Bahama in Supercat, Dirty Duck and Supercat Light inboard. Both boats are MTIs. Coming up in the distance, there's Team Virgin and Drambuie on Ice still battling for second and third place. Drambuie on Ice and Team Virgin. Drambuie on the inside, Team Virgin on the outside. Of course, after Cleveland, the APBA Tour goes to Corpus Christi, Texas for the final race of the season. And then, of course, the National Championships in the Bahamas and the World Championships will be in Key West once again. Tommy Bahama has led the whole race right from the green. In first in Supercat. And looks headed for a checkered flag. Another marine technology boat, Dirty Duck, your leader in Supercat Light inboard. Dirty Duck. Slug Hefner and Alvin Heathman. 38-foot MTI. Dirty Duck, number one in Supercat Light inboard. Worth and Tress Martin, the driver and throttle man, in second place in Supercat. Took a while, but finally moved into second place ahead of Drambuie on Ice, which is in third. Team Virgin in second in Supercat. Team Virgin powered by Mercury, two 750 horsepower Mercury inboards. All right, Team Virgin now slowing down. There's Tommy Bahama on the outside. He has won the race in first place in Supercat. Team Virgin crossing the finish line in second. Graham Bowie on ice in third place in Super Cat. WHM Motorsports coming in with Bill Moff and Joey Impression. WHM Mercury powered. Cat Can Do coming in. IGA going by. Let's go on board Dirty Duck.
Where'd that one come from, Hoss?
Some rollers.
Where are these rollers coming from?
I don't know.
Well, you're supposed to know that.
Well, it's on your side.
Well, you're the throttlman.
It's your side.
My job is to drive. Yours is to read
And
the
I
water.
wish you'd do your job then.
Well, you're the one beating us up. Oh, you're supposed to do it smoother. Clark can do it smoother.
Slug Hefner and Alvin Heathman on board Dirty Duck. Number 1 in Super Cat Light Inboard.
Got nobody on the right, Hoss.
You're clear on this side.
All right. We go through the slot, I think we can slow down and turn in, can't we?
I think so.
All right. Where? Anybody on your left? No. I'll tell you one thing you did that was really good. These mirrors are great. They're a lot better than those other ones.
Go wide, go wide. Okay, it's over. I think it's over.
I think so, but let's go through here. Okay, nobody's on your right. Slow her down. We got the checkered flag.
Let's just go off, stay off to your left. Don't even go in there.
All right. Good job, Alan. Good job. Good job at Lake X. Good job at doing all that stuff. I mean, MTI, crew,
Chubby Rob.
Rob's been wonderful. He has been absolutely wonderful. I can't believe the man works as hard as he does and sweat. I can't keep up with him. I know I'm prettier. Where do we get our checkered flag at?
I don't know.
Well, you know we're going to get it, don't you? I'm going to make sure.
Probably not.
Huh?
Probably something you did.
No, I mean, we're definitely going to get the checkered flag.
Get on the deck and get your flag.
Let's see where we're going, and I will get on the deck and get the checkered flag.
No, you got to follow your checkered flag in.
Okay, that's the pace boat, isn't it? Now, get us going here, Hoss. Oh.
But you want to go wave at your people?
Huh? I guess I can take my helmet off when I get up there. You can speed up a little bit. You want me up on the deck?
Yeah, you want to wave at your fans, don't you?
How about standing up and waving at them?
Well, see, you can keep your gut below the canopy so they really don't know how big you are.
Oh, that's great. I'll remember you said that. Can you got a rag? Where's that white rag, you know?
Well, much as bitching you do, I'm surprised he between your legs.
Yeah.
And that is it. Slug Hefner and Alvin Heathman expecting and will be getting, of course, the checkered flag for Dirty Duck and Super Cat Light Inboard. This is the end of race number 3 in the Super Cat Light Inboard and Outboard. And very shortly, we will give you the final results for these races. Highly exciting racing here in Cleveland as we see the Dirty Duck racing team. This is their first checkered flag. And of course, one that they'll treasure and waiting to get it right now. Slug Hefner and Alvin Heathman on board Dirty Duck and MTI. Mercury powered. Of course, they also set the world kilo record. And of course, there they are waving the checkered flag. Dirty Duck setting the world kilo record at 115.338 miles per hour here this weekend. So quite a weekend for Dirty Duck. All right, there we see some of the Cleveland skyline, of course, some of the dry pit area. Highly competitive racing, great racing here in Cleveland for these 3 races on this 5th stop on the APBA Pro Tour. Of course, we go to Corpus Christi, Texas after this. There you see some of the fans who've enjoyed the racing. Great weather. The waters were fairly calm and flat, making for fast racing. There is the Cleveland Browns Stadium, where, of course, the Cleveland Browns football team plays. More fans. A tremendous end to race number 3, and of course this event here this weekend in Cleveland, Ohio on Lake Erie. There's Tommy Bahama, of course, your winner in Super Cat, and there's Team Virgin in 2nd place in Super Cat. Okay, here's a rundown in Super Cat. We just saw Tommy Bahama in 1st place, followed by Team Virgin and Drambuie on ice in 3rd. A battle between Team Virgin and Drambuie that Team Virgin came out on top in 2nd place. Tommy Bahama, of course, getting the checkered flag in Super Cat. In Super Cat Light Inboard, we just saw Dirty Duck, followed by How Sweet It Is in 2nd and Liquid Metal in 3rd. Dirty Duck is your winner, number 1 in Super Cat Light Inboard. Dirty Duck. In Super Cat Light Outboard, Snake Man Racing is on top. Got a first place, followed by Critical Lift in 2nd, and Money Shot in 3rd place. Snake Man Racing, checkered flag, and Super Cat Light Outboard. So those are your final results for this last race here in Cleveland. All right, now here are your national point standings for the 3 respective classes. First off, in Super Cat, it's Drambuie on ice, followed by WHM Motorsports, Tommy Bahama in 3rd, and DeSantis Chevrolet in 4th. Now, Drambuie on ice has 567 points, WHM 546, and Tommy Bahama 534. There you can see they're all fairly close, so it could go down right to the wire in the next race here for the national point standings in Super Cat. In Super Cat Light Inboard, it's In Motion again, followed by How Sweet It Is, Dirty Duck in 3rd, and Liquid Metal. Again, we have a situation here in this class. In Motion again, 549, How Sweet It Is, 535, and Dirty Duck 533. Again, very close, 1 through 3rd place. Could go down to the wire in the next race. And finally, in Super Cat Light Outboard Triple, Snake Man Racing in 1st place, followed by Critical Lift, Money Shot in 3rd, and Flowmaster in 4th. Now, very close between Snake Man Racing and Critical Lift. Snake Man Racing with 549 points, Critical Lift with 548. So there you know the next race will tell the story going down to the wire in Super Cat Light Outboard Triple. So those are your national point standings after Cleveland in these respective classes. So we've had great racing, highly competitive racing here in Cleveland, but most of all, safe racing. Now, before we go, there are a few people that we would like to thank. First off, the entire staff of the APBA for orchestrating a fine event. Also, Gary and Nancy Johnson for their fine camera work. Our helicopter pilot, Mr. Nick McMahon, for his fine services here in Cleveland. Also, we'd like to have you visit our new website, www.freezeframevideo.net. And also, we'd like to tell you that all races are available on DVD as well as the VHS format. So, this is Vince Lipari wishing you a fond farewell from Cleveland, Ohio. See you at the next APBA race in Corpus Christi, Texas. Bye, everyone. All right, now let's go aboard Drambuie on ice. Drambuie on ice in Super Cat. Third place. Going to take third place in Super Cat. Drambuie on ice. Hugh Fuller and John Tomlinson. On board Drambuie on ice. Drambuie will come in third now today in this race. Had a first the other day. Team